Welcome to the FireFall beta. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at the general characters that you're allowed to choose. We're going to be looking at the interface, we're going to be looking at talents, how to get ammo, using your abilities, and just generally going around the map. And also we're going to be looking at a few quests all along the way. So make sure you stick around, guys, to watch the rest of the video, and I hope you enjoy. The first class I want to talk about is the Engineer. Now the Engineer is generically weak as a class. His primary attack is quite weak, which is what you're seeing right here. It's kind of a damage over time ability, but it is actually quite hard to aim because the actual area that it affects is very small. So it's very hard. His secondary attack with his primary weapon is to heal his own turrets. Now you can actually heal other people's turrets with this as well, and you can also repair things. His secondary weapon is this machine gun that you're seeing right now. It's not that great. I would have liked to see a different weapon on the Engineer because just using the machine pistol, it's quite bad. You need some type of assault rifle, if anything, to be as good as the other classes. Now that's not saying the Engineer is not good because they are extremely powerful with the turrets. The turrets can be healed indefinitely, which means that you can heal them as long as you are near them. So you just right click and heal them. There's no cooldown, there's no charge or anything like that, so it's just a free heal to your turrets. And your turrets actually do quite a lot of damage, so make sure you keep that in mind. When you are playing this class, make sure you don't go into battle and if your turrets are on cooldown. You can have a maximum of 3 turrets, all of them can be healed, and it's got about a 35-second cooldown on the turrets, so make sure you know that if you're going into battle that you have enough time to actually put your turrets down. If not, you're going to get destroyed because apart from your turrets you really don't have that many attacking abilities. Now here I actually activate one of these little pods, and these will basically give you ammo and health back. Now engineers can actually repair these because the monsters will automatically attack these to destroy them. So that's why an Engineer is so good, because he can actually repair it instead of having it die. The next class I want to talk about is the Assault class. Now this class is pretty decent. He has a very nice basic attack, but it does have a short amount of rounds. It's got 5 rounds and it doesn't have that much ammunition. So you need to really use it scarcely. Your primary rifle will probably be your secondary rifle because it's got lots of bullets. It does actually quite a lot of damage. You would only use your primary weapon for AoE packs when you've got loads of monsters that you need to kill. It doesn't do that great of damage. It does one-shot the little ones and it does quite a lot of damage, but because you have very little ammo, you really need to be conservative when you use it. And that's because in the game, the ammo is very scarce to come by. Mobs generally do drop the ammo, and this is his special ability that I used, and it is quite good as an AoE ability, but it does glitch out a lot. Now as I was saying, the mobs do actually drop ammunition. They drop shell casings, which basically represent ammo. They also drop little pluses, which it represents health. Now but the majority of the time they will drop health, which is great because you are very squishy to start off with. It could be different later down the line when you get more gear, etc., but to start with, you are pretty squishy, so you do need to be careful in terms of just running in, being Rambo. Your secondary weapon will be a lifesaver, especially because your primary weapon does have quite a short cooldown. Now, I was actually quite lucky to get like an event here, and I actually took quite a lot of damage from that, so you definitely need to make sure you're outside the radius of the impact. Now, hostile human mobs actually spawn, and I didn't notice this as I'm running around collecting these scrap parts which you can use to make better gear and stuff. So these are actually hostile enemy forces which are humanoids, and you basically need to kill them. I'm not sure where they are from or the story behind them, but I'm pretty sure you will, unlock it further down the line through questing. So I thought I'd just leave this in for you guys to see because it is quite nice to see that the enemy actually are quite difficult to kill, and they're a lot more difficult than the previous mobs we were fighting, which is like the bugs and whatnot. You will see that they actually spawn here, and the damage you take is quite high. So I'm hitting these for about 400, maybe 200 at times, and it's pretty good damage. but you do run out of ammo quite fast, so you need to be careful. Now when you do kill mobs, they will drop specific items. They drop, you know, blue crystals generally because that's the current currency in the game, and then they will drop different types of crystals which you can use to combine and make better items, which we'll talk about later on. But yeah, the assault class is your generic assault class. It's quite powerful. It's got a lot of damage, and you know, I'm sure he will get better the more you level him up. So the next class I want to talk about is the Recon class. Now this class is generically one of the weakest classes. As you can see, the sniper rifle doesn't hit for much. It's, you know, I got a crit there for 950, which was pretty decent, but generally I'm hitting for about 300. As a Recon class, you really need to stay out of the action. You have to stay back and actually snipe from a distance. If you don't, you will see what happens. I'm already on 800 health from the fall damage, and I almost die here from these because it's very difficult to actually shoot them with just your generic sniper rifle because they're very fast, so it's very hard to aim. So you have to rely on your secondary weapon, which is your machine gun. But again, it's not that powerful, so you've got to be really careful. You know, the sniper rifle is pretty good, but generally you've only got 4 bullets, and that's really it becomes a problem. Let's just say that. Now, special attack is you fire out a little mine from your gun. You repress the button to explode it, so it's quite good. That's probably his only AoE ability, so you do have to be careful. Now, the Recon has the lowest HP out of all the classes, and I think the Recon class is for them people who like to stealth around, who like to be nimble and just stay out of the midst of the battle and just pick off targets. That's the type of class that this is. You can't go in and actually go into the battle because you will just die. You don't have the HP, you don't have the damage yet. So, but like all classes, once you level them up, they will become better and better, you know, more damage. So I assume the Recon guy will do a lot of damage with his sniper rifle. At the beginning, you see I was hitting for 300 to 1000, so it's generally good. Overall, it's a pretty good class, but it takes a person who likes to snipe. Because if you're playing this class and you don't like to snipe, you're not really going to like it, because it really does focus around the sniper rifle. So keep that in mind when you are playing. And yeah, the class is okay. His starting ability is okay. It's not really that fantastic. Would like to see something a little bit different. But overall, he is pretty fun. I don't personally like him, but I'm sure other people will. I see myself relying on his secondary weapon more than his sniper rifle, especially when I'm down trying to do an objective, such as, you know, pressing a button or something. Sniper rifle is a no-go. And generally with this game, it's all about, you know, going to the objective and kind of like defending that area. All the quests that I've done so far is a form of defending, and being the sniper rifle, it's not that great. So generally quite a hard class to play, but if you like the challenge, then why not? So that's really all I've got to say about the Recon class, and I will leave it there. So the next class we're going to look at is the Dreadnought. Now this guy is your tank, and he will be soaking up all the damage. He'll be blocking all the damage, and he starts off with the most HP of all the classes as well. So this is the guy you want at the front of the battle. You want him to protect your squishies from damage, and he can do that quite easily with the blocking mechanism he has as his secondary attack, which is that. And it is actually quite powerful, which I will show you once we've killed a few more mobs. I actually use it on one of these things that is running chaotically around. But as you can see, the weapon, it doesn't do too much damage, but it does quite a lot of damage. Here we're going to be using the shield. Keep an eye on my HP. I take no damage whatsoever. I'm not sure if I take damage if he glitches through the shield like that, but I am in range, and you know, I'm just owning him up basically. The shield is very powerful. It looks like it stops you from taking 100% of the damage, which is phenomenal, especially in this type of game. His secondary weapon is your generic assault rifle, the same one that the assault class actually has. It's pretty good, you know, if you basically have no ammunition on your main, or perhaps that you are trying to reload but there's just too many mobs, so you switch to your secondary. You know, it's a nice backup. It's really just nice, just a backup weapon, which serves no real purpose but to kill with. And unlike your main weapon here, which is pretty nice, it's got a shield on, which is phenomenal. So I'm actually reactivating this little console here because the mobs actually kill it. So you do have to reactivate it, or you can heal it if you are an engineer. So I'm going down here to see what's going on. And because I exited the game, made a new character, loaded back in, that little thing on the previous character is still here. And again, the guys are actually still spawning around this area. So I'm using my shield to block their damage, which is awesome. And I'm going to try kill them the best I can. But you know, it's quite hard when you don't have any health packs, you don't have any potions or anything like that to actually give you more health. So luckily I activated this little turret thing here, well, the hub, and it actually saved me pretty much, because if that wasn't there, I probably would have died. There's no way to get health unless you kill a target. You can actually buy health packs, but they require blue crystals, which you get, as you saw there on the floor. But again, it's not the fastest method, because you do have to call it in and basically, you know, use it when it actually pops up. There I tried to use my special ability, but it's a very short AoE ability, so make sure you keep that in mind. I will show you a little bit further down the line what it does. But generally for this class, you know, I'm sure these classes will get better the further you progress through the game. At the minute, all of the non-healing / engineering classes, so the assault class, the recon class, and the dreadnought class, they all feel very squishy. They all feel very easy to kill, unlike the medic and the engineer, because the medic can heal, but he can't heal himself. He can kind of heal himself when he gets his second ability, but I'll talk about that later. And you know, he can generally fly quite well, and he has the ability to kill lots of enemies quite fast because of his AoE ability. So generally he is quite strong. In terms of the engineer, he's quite strong as well, because his turrets do all the damage and whatnot, so that's great. So here I'm going to show you my special ability, which is like my AoE ability. Every class at the beginning gets an AoE ability or some sort of ability. And there you saw it. It wasn't that great, but it was okay. You can change these abilities around, which is cool. And here I'm actually trying to survive because I'm such low on HP, but you know, that's the way it is. So guys, that's all I wanted to talk about with the Dreadnought. So let's move on to the next class. So the last class we're going to look at is the Medic, but I'm actually going to use this as the gameplay class. So let's have a look at the controls. So the normal controls are W, A, S and D, they're your movement keys. Your space bar will make you jump, but if you hold it, it will also make you kind of rocket up. You can also use this to glide with, to land safely as well. The default key to switch weapons is Q. Now I find this very irritating, so I changed mine in the key binding section under combat to my mouse wheel up. That will basically allow me to access it a lot faster than pressing Q, which isn't really a key that anyone would use in a first person shooter. In terms of your inventory, it's your generic I, which will bring up your inventory. Now in terms of your inventory, you have 3 sections. You've got your inventory, which will basically give you the questing items, that type of thing, items that you've picked up that are special. You've got your resources section, which is basically all the crystals that you've picked up. Now these will be used to buy things with, which is your blue crystal. That's your primary resource to buy items with. All the other stuff will be used to combine to make different other objects, and it's really nice feature actually, that you're not just stuck to one currency, you use other currencies to actually make different things. And then you've got cooldowns and consumables. Now I've recently bought a small ammo pack which will allow me to summon these in when I want. Now they have about a 2-minute cooldown, so it's not too bad. And you can buy these from like a vendor, and they do cost the blue crystals which are down here. So keep that in mind. The next thing is your quest log in terms. It doesn't really have a great quest log, but if you press N on your keyboard, you'll bring up your kind of quest log on the right hand side. It will basically tell you, do you want to undock it or dock it? If I undock it, it will disappear. If I press N again and then left click again, it will dock it on the bottom corner for me, and then we've basically got to do that quest. If we press M on our keyboard to bring up our map, you'll generally see a little indicator of a flag, and this is where you need to go to complete your quest. Now if I click on here, it will basically give me my own waypoint. If you right click, you will come out of that, and generally you find just different things. So here we have basically a new area, and then you've got different things like this. That's the dropship which we came in on. And you can generally see other people as well. As you can see, there's a guy right here. There's actually quite a few of them if we zoom in. A few people here actually are playing. I'm not sure if it's like instance based where you can only see a few people or people who are on the same quest as you. Perhaps, perhaps not. I'm not quite sure, but it'd be something to look into. And this is like the area where I am now, and it's kind of a little town. And I'm going to exit the map, and I'm going to show you the hubs. Now there's two types of hubs. There's a health hub which will regenerate your health, and then there's an ammo hub which will regenerate your mana. So if I shoot away and waste all my mana, excuse me, not mana, ammo, and then reload, if I go over one of these, they will reload my ammunition, which is really cool. Now these take about 30 seconds to actually reload and actually come back so someone else can use it. So make sure you grab it first, because other people can actually steal your ammunition when it drops from monsters. Same with the health packs, they can generate for everyone. There's no particular mob tagging in this game. I do believe though, if you kill a monster, if you get like the killing blow, you are allowed to pick up the crystals that it drops. Not everyone can actually pick them up. So up here is where you will generally do your first set of quests, and this is the hub where you actually buy modules and stuff for like cooldowns to improve your gear, to buy specific stuff. For instance, I'm not going to spoil it, but you have to buy an item from here for a quest, so keep that in mind. You find these generally all over the town. Sometimes you'll find them outside of towns, which I'll show you in a second. You probably already saw it in one of the class demonstrations. So one of the things I love about the game is the fact I can just glide everywhere. You know, there's no need for mounts, there's no need for shuttles or anything like that. You can just get to places wherever you want. It's really, really cool. We've got some more here. And let me talk a little bit about the medic class. So I've got a few abilities. My primary gun is basically like a red laser kind of thing. It's quite cool. My secondary attack is kind of like an electric firing thing. It will basically do like a shotgun effect. It will hit multiple targets. My secondary weapon is probably one of the best in the game. It's literally a grenade launcher. Now its primary attack is to explode on impact. The secondary attack doesn't always explode on impact. As you can see, it's kind of a delay and then it will explode. So that is really cool. Now, one of the things that's great about the medic is I can heal other people. Now, you'll see there's a lot of people in the town itself that are actually injured. I have no idea why, but it looks like some of the people in town actually get damaged from something. As you can see, there's a few people over there walking around, but they actually are damaged. And they are NPCs. So, no idea why they should be damaged, but I'll show you my two healing abilities. I'll just show you over here on this person who is flashing, who's hurt. My primary heal is like a pulse that sends out, and it will heal everybody in a cone effect, which is quite cool. My secondary ability is a sphere, and now this thing bounces everywhere, and then when it hits someone it will explode and heal everyone around it. So if I shoot it, there you go, it heals for quite a lot, 650. Got about 35-second cooldown, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so they're my healing abilities so far. If I press my T key, it will bring up this interface, and this is basically your talents. You can choose from different classes, although I don't believe you actually can choose anything in these classes, so no idea why they would give you access to different classes' talents. So if I go in here, I'm not allowed to actually select any of them, but you know. So we're a biotech, so I got 1% in completing just this one tier of tree, and then it goes down to different ones, which is really cool. I really like how they've done this. It's just awesome that there's so much to choose from. So the way you make or obtain talents is you have a quest bar down here, and you gain quests from doing you gain XP from doing quests, and you don't actually gain XP per se, you just gain XP for doing quests, and then use that XP to buy talents. And you can see here I've got 32,000 XP. That's because I bought this first ability for 32,000 XP. Now I've got 31,087 XP available, yet I need 4,000 XP for perhaps this one here. I need 44,000 for this one, 46, 44, or I can't actually get anything else. I could get this if I wanted to, but of course I need a few more XP to get that. So it really depends what you want to do. Do you want to go for the first tier, all these, or do you want to kind of progress through the tree over to the end to get something really good? Me personally, I'm going to go through the trees. I'm going to start picking up the healing abilities and the abilities to make me more mobile. As you can see here, this one is a shotgun, so it's going to give me more damage and that type of thing. It might give me a new weapon. I haven't really tested this out, but the first one is my healing sphere. As you saw, this is the healing ball, so that's quite cool. The next I probably might pick this, because this is another healing ability. I'm trying to find a heal that will heal me along with everybody else. So this is your talent tree. Take a look through it. It's basically down to personal opinion what you want. Do you want more firepower? Do you want more survivability? Do you want more healing? And of course it's all different for different classes. So of course make sure you choose the right class as well, and go from there. So that's pretty cool. So let's do some gameplay, and I know this episode is going to be quite long, but I want you guys to get a really good feel of the game, because it is beta. You can actually join up. The link will be in the description, and we're going over this way, so let's head over that way. And there was something over here, I believe. Yeah, this over here is kind of like it's like a glider. It's very hard to control, but I'll kind of show you. I need to be over that direction. So you run forward and you hold space, and it will basically send you on it. You need to hold space down. It's very yeah, it's very hard to control. You will nosedive as soon as you let go of space, so it's quite difficult to actually you know, figure out. But I think I can heal myself with a glitch in the game. If I press my number 2 here, nope, it's gone. No. And yeah, so that's my healing ball. Sometimes you can bounce it off other objects and it will kind of explode and heal you, which is great. Alternatively, you can go next to someone and use it and it will heal you as well. So we need to be kind of in this direction by the looks of it. That's right. So if we hold shift, we can actually sprint, and it is becoming day now. I do like the day better than the night, but if you look at the time, it says 11:46 AM and it's only becoming morning. That's kind of weird. I don't really like the way they've done the night and day system. It's like every hour it becomes night, every other hour it becomes day. So not particularly the greatest, but you know, you deal with it. And I'm getting off course again. I do need to be over here. Now, because I don't have any health, I might not do this because of all these things here. All these will hatch and basically start killing me. So what I'm going to do is, I know, because I tried to do this previously, that I can actually use my healing sphere on this roof and it will actually explode. Oh no, it didn't. It flew away. So that's awesome. Let's actually go up here and just destroy this, and hopefully we can get some health potions off these. And let's see if we can get some. Hopefully we'll drop some. Dropped a little bit, which is good. I believe there's one more somewhere. But let's go try do this quest. Oh, there's a big one down there. This is like a boss type thing. He's actually very hard to kill. He's very tanky. As you can see, he's if I could kill these. As you can see, he's very fast and he doesn't like people. Oh, 55 HP. Oh, can I stay in? I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. And as you can see, it's very difficult to do these type of quests by yourself. Especially when you can't heal yourself. It's very difficult. As you can see, this is the nearest guy to me. And he didn't basically bring me back to life, so I literally died. So let's try that again, but with full HP we might get somewhere a bit better. And then basically get to it. So doing it by yourself is definitely not a thing, but there's no group system in the game, which makes it very difficult to actually do quests like that require more than one person. So I hope they add something new into the game. I know that you can actually do like, it's not I think it's P. Is it P or is it O? Yeah, you've got friends list, view friends, and you know, I can't access it for some reason. Ah, there we go. So just by clicking it just goes to friends list. I can't actually... Ah, right, okay. So if I right click when I press O, it will give me different options, which is really complicated.
You ain't gonna believe this. There's a crashed thumper right near you. You give me them parts and I'll get them sold.
So there's a crashed thumper near me, which will basically give me items when that guy sells them. So it's quite cool. But we want to give this quest another shot. Basically the point of the quest is we've got to add this module to the grate, and then we've got to defend it. But it's going to cause all the mobs around here to come alive because it's going to destroy these little nests. So again, let's shoot these. And there's another person here as well. So I'm going to press my E button. It's going to activate that. And there we go. So now the battle starts. And we need to stay up somewhere high. And I'm going to shoot these wasps with my gun. And be careful not to get hit. So 25% complete. Let's get my big rocket launcher out and destroy these. There we go. And he's doing quite good. I think I died last time because of that big guy. 50%, pretty good. So we're going to get more mobs coming out. I'm going to let him deal with the majority of them. Now that mob you saw before was like a special mob. He was, you don't want to mess with him because he, as you saw, he was quite hard to kill. So 75% complete. Let's get some rockets up there. Blast him. One more should do it. One more then. There we go. Let's switch guns and shoot him. This gun generally deals with these a lot better than the other one. So there we go. That's quest complete. Pretty awesome. It was actually a lot easier than before. I'm not quite sure, but I think it might be based on the amount of people in the same area. Because the more people, I think the more mobs. The last time I tried to do this, there was literally hundreds of mobs. But that being said, let's go do a little bit of exploring over here.
Luckily, I found a wrecked one that I've been fixing up. I just need Tiki. Tiki? My Recon drone. Tiki can find almost anything. I upgraded his scanners myself. I sent him out on a scan, but he hasn't returned yet. So I'm uploading 3 of his most recent locations to your sim map. You find Tiki, and I'll get to work restoring the thumper.
So there we go. So let's hand in back to this person. And we've got quite a few things on his maps now. We can go to here, which is the 3 locations she's just actually uploaded to us. or we can actually go back to town and actually hand in our quest. I think we might go back to town and just show you guys a few other things. If I can get up here. Awesome, I love that. It's probably one of the best features of the game. Let me get some health and ammunition and go back up here. So let's zoom up here. And I want to get over here. And I'll show you the customizability of your suit. So this is where you spend real money on the game, because it is a free-to-play game, don't forget. It is in beta, and you have, you know, battle suits here. This is the basic battle suit that everyone starts with. Of course, there's some slight variations depending on what class you are, but everyone gets a default suit. Whether it be heavy armor, light armor, or like what I have, which is a biotech armor. So you can actually select different armors. If you select your chest, this is where you put your abilities. Now you have to manually assign new abilities. So if I get a new ability called Ultra Death and it's healing everybody but kills myself, then I would have to come into my number 2 ability and actually select it. And even if I've learned it, I have to actually put it on my active spell bar, if you like, because you can only have a maximum of 4 spells. So keep that in mind. So I'm sure you will get more than 4 spells, so you will have to choose which one to use. And this is how you choose it. As you can see, it's a little bit hard to read, but this one says Accord Healing Wave, and this one's Accord Healing Ball. So on my number 2 ability, I want my ball, and on my number 1 ability, I want my Healing Wave. Now there's other things on here as well. There's plating, so if you get new plating, you can put that on. But you've got to keep an eye on how much they weigh. This is 667 kilograms of mass. It requires 45 power, and it gives me 46 ml in CPU, or it uses that. It's a little bit hard to decipher because there's no like tutorial on how to use this. So generally you click on the item, you can upgrade it, but you need the other items to upgrade. Of course, this is just the default stuff you get. So if we look at the hands, we get the signature weapon, which is that primary weapon. You can obviously change it if you do get a new one. You get the ammo, so maybe you can have different types of ammo, explosive ammo, something like that. On this one, these ammos are exactly the same, so no idea why we've got 2 sets of ammo, but hey. And our secondary weapon, again, we've got a really good one. With like the previous classes that I talked about, the engineer, he had really poor weapons. Perhaps we could actually change his secondary weapon to be something like this, then it would make him 10 times better. So generally that's the customizability. If you want to buy like armor and stuff, you purchase red buttons, I think it's called, red beans. And it will basically, if you click yes, you can buy them for, you know, $5, $10, $20 and $50. You don't get that much, but you know, I think it's the way they're doing the marketing and whatnot. And of course, the create a new card and stuff. So that's something to look at for people. No idea why she's naked now, but let's put some armor back on her. And generally, that's how you would customize everything. Text license tree. This is basically my abilities, and I actually can buy another item now, so that's quite cool. So let's take a quick look. This one is M Healing Wave, so it must be medium healing wave perhaps. Let's see if we can quickly scan through this, because I really don't want to read all of that. I mean, like the tooltips, they don't really give you much information about it. I mean, this is all too long to read. You just want to know, what does it heal for? Is it actually heal? You don't want to. You want a simplistic tooltip, and sadly they don't actually have that. And this one will give me a jump set. So I'm actually going to buy this jump set. So I've bought that. Let me let's see if I can escape out of that. There we go. And hopefully we can have a new item if I actually go in here. Reactor. Why do you keep going out of it? So if I click that, there we go. No idea why it kept on going out. So that's not what we had. What about the feet? Jump jets. So this is our new one. The jet thrust is increased by 5, which is pretty cool. So let's actually equip that. Go back, and let's hit escape to exit out of that. And we should have some new jetpack things now. Yeah, that is actually a big difference. You saw how high I was there. That's really, really good. The initial jump is a lot higher, and I can actually jetpack for a lot longer time as well, which is really, really cool. So you can upgrade your items that way as well. So I suppose if you was an engineer and you wanted perhaps a better secondary weapon, you would do it this way. You'd go into this interface, you would go into your talents, and then you would go to engineer, and then you would go in and you'd find a good weapon. So like here, for instance, you can actually pick up this weapon, which is a better assault rifle, so you can actually upgrade your weapons. So instead of having that crappy little pistol, you can have an assault rifle, which is kitted out. So very, very good. I really do enjoy the game very much. So just before we end this episode, because I know it's been quite long, let me just give my opinion on the game. So overall, the game looks relatively cool. And, whoops. The game looks relatively cool. The graphics, you know, aren't fantastic, but they're okay for what the game is. I do like the concept of having to manage your ammunition quite closely, but in another respect, it's quite annoying to have to keep an eye on your ammunition throughout the fighting. Sometimes you just want to get in there and start fighting and killing monsters. When you run out of ammo, you can't really do anything else. There's no melee button. The only thing you can really do is jetpack away and run to safety, which you know, I guess what can you do about that? Hopefully they do change it. One thing I would like to see in the game is groups. At the minute I haven't found a way to actually activate a group or invite someone into a group or anything like that. It would be nice if we could have a group. In terms of questing, when they require a group quest and there's no one there, like you saw previously when I died, there's no way I could have killed that mob by myself. He was just too fast and too powerful, and there was no one else there to help me. Now, could he have been a rare, perhaps? Because when we went back, he wasn't there, and the quest was relatively easy to solo by myself. So I don't really know in terms of questing. I've got to do a lot more questing to test out if the game obviously, and she's got a big butt, test out if the game, you know, actually progresses like that through the game, or if it actually changes where you do actually get into groups and stuff like that. I mean, the best thing about the game for me is the fact that I can jetpack around. You know, I'm not restricted to running on the floor all the time. I can just pretty much go wherever I want, which kind of makes it like a free running game where you can just go anywhere, any place. So I could literally go to that top mountain over there and chill out up there. So really nice game. Obviously this is beta, so I'm going to leave feedback to the beta guys and give my opinion on stuff as well. Overall though, the game is pretty cool. I'd probably rank it out a 6 out of 10. Just because of the ammo problem, and of course the graphics are fantastic, and the night to day ratio is horrendous. I love this, it's very nice. I want to be playing this game through the day, but at night time it gets very gloomy and just it doesn't feel nice to play. And considering every hour, so at, well, 1 o'clock it'll be night time again. As you can see, it's almost midday. Well, actually it probably is midday right now, so it's not that great. But yeah, that's the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review / gameplay of FireFall, and if you want any, you know, anything else regarding to the game, like maybe some PvP, that type of thing, then let me know and I will be sure to do another video. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.